Titan season 3.
I was actually just thinking about starting that. I asked my boys the other day, should I start Attack on Titan?
You can start it right now. Like, I mean, as long as we don't get into anything politic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I just threw it on that.
Because I don't want to be killing. But you already started it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I literally just.
Because I don't want you to get like blasted for that.
Bro, I got like 5 views at the most, and it's probably like me, myself, and I, and like 2 other versions of me on different platforms. But yeah, I saw that. I was actually going to go through your story later so I could actually listen to it.
Huh.
Yeah, show me it.
With a clear line of sight.
Yeah, that I know who that is, but I forget what his name is. What's his name?
He says it right here.
Long time, Levi. Still a hunter if you grown some.
Shit, those are 2 one-shot buckshots.
Yeah, King the Ripper.
Look like you changed much at all, boy.
Kenny the Ripper, like Jack the Ripper. I got dizzy watching this shit.
I tried reading the manga for this, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, there's like some parts where they cut it, and some parts where they kept it.
What with all the MPs who were butchering. But now you're great friends, huh? Yeah, well, adults do plenty of things kids like you can't understand. All right, my mistake. You're supposed to be an adult now, but you're still such a run, it's hard to tell. Blow off my people's heads then? Because it's fulfilling? Yep. To achieve my grand goal, I'll kill as many as get my way. And you're no different. You kill too when it benefits you. Yeah.
Ooh, badass.
Take a. Oh shit!
God.
No. Ah,
You
okay,
good?
we're good.
That's nice.
The good H is still there.
Yeah, I was actually just asking my friends the other day, because
Okay, by the way, I cannot stand the English subbed. I mean, the English dub. It's for season 1. It was just fucking horrible. For certain parts of it, some characters, in particularly Levi, actually does a good job with it. He saved it.
yeah.
But they just fucked up the Titan voices. They sound goddamn awful. Why didn't you just keep the old one? That was iconic. At this point, I would say that because I don't know. I don't know what to call it. It just all sounds like a bunch of drawl. Especially Aaron when he's in the fucking Titan, because he just sounds like a guttural noise after they're like, I'll get you. Like, I'm trying. I need to turn on the subs now because I can't fucking understand it.
Yeah, I had to turn on subs for a couple shows. Like the first time my friend, who I just did the last podcast with, my friend Connor, he started watching Naruto in dub, and I was like, bro, get your shit together, throw on the fucking subs. And he was like, why? Like, it's the same shit. I was like, no, it's fucking not. I was like, change this shit now.
That's my childhood you talking about. I saw that shit on Toonami.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to it in English.
Yeah.
But also another show I cannot stand to see in subbed this time around. Dragon Balls. I cannot stand Goku's voice. It sounds too high pitched.
I got used to it just because like I had to listen through all of Dragon Ball Super with it.
Yeah, so did Danowski. He got used to it too.
So I was like, I mean, I also like Vegeta's voice, and like Beerus is kind of cool, like Whis' voice, but they're like, if I had a choice, I'm definitely watching everything in the dub.
Yeah, if I had a choice. But either way, it was pretty good. I was waiting for a bit to let it dub a little bit more, and I got to the first 48-minute match of the Tournament of Power.
Word.
Yeah, I got to that part. I need to go back and watch some of the other ones because I kind of jumped in at an odd point.
Did you finish that?
Yeah, I finished that one episode. It was just one episode so far. Like the
But
first.
you haven't finished like that whole Dragon Ball Super?
No, not yet. But I did see Broly in English. It actually came out in English 5 days after it came out in English in the theaters. It was weird. I literally found it on a site, and it wasn't the bad site. It was like one of my regular where I just go to watch stuff and stream.
That was a good ass movie.
Oh yeah. I kind of wish they had more guitar in it though.
Word? I didn't even notice, to be honest.
Yeah, me and Cheech and Danowski and Cardi and Dundee were watching it, it was awesome. Especially they actually did it justice this time around. I also like that he wasn't just a mindless killing machine, and this time he was just.
And I like the fact that it wasn't just like, oh, we're all gonna give Goku our energy, and it's just a one-shot gut kill. I remember watching that as like 16-year-old, and I was like just binge watching. And I was like, this is the apex of the movie, like one punch. Like, I was like, isn't this like not One Punch Man? I was like, is he Saitama? Like, he's got hair. It can't be like.
The other thing I saw was actually the time we saw the OG one in the theaters. That was the first time I actually watched it. The original that I saw was the abridged version by Team 4 Star. I fucking love those guys.
They're pretty funny. I can't watch their whole things, but I love like the best clips of it.
Yeah, I am kind of pissed that they stopped doing the thing for the Attack on Titan. They got through episode 1, was masterpiece of epicness. But then they said that they decided to stop it. But the guy that actually did the editing and the voices for it said, like, you know, I was already working on episode 2, and the other guy was saying, like, can we please not? And he's like, it was like killing my own actual baby. Apparently they had like growing pains, and they had to downsize a bit, and that meant cutting down on other projects. And unfortunately, that one was on the chopping block because, you know, it was still within, I think it was 2 years after it finished, so that means they would have had to wait another 2 years before they got more show to work with. I mean, they could have done the same thing they did with Hell's Game, did it at least once a year, but they finally finished that. It was awesome.
I never watched it.
It's pretty funny, especially the alcoholism in there.
But yeah, I was thinking about binge watching this weekend Attack on Titan Season 3, or start reading Solo Leveling, the manga for that. I have no idea what that is.
Me neither.
But my friends, I just got Discord the other day, and I have no idea how the fuck to use it still.
I just use that shit to cheat.
And I've been trying to use fucking Reddit too, and I have no idea how to use either.
I thought Reddit was for porn.
Reddit's for anything. I don't even know.
Is it also for the dark web?
Reddit is like a low-key, like, not dark web. Like, it's like how you first like.
It's like a combination of the dark web with Craigslist. It's not really good, but it's not all that bad either.
Yeah, I have no idea. But my friend just sends me a bunch of shit. Like, he's only watched Yu Yu Hakusho, and that was like the only thing he's watched. And he just fucking finished it finally. It took him like 3 years. He watched like the first half, where it's like, oh, have you played Jump Force yet?
No, I haven't, but I did see the statues for it.
Yo, I played it the other day at my boy Connor's house, and that shit is fucking fire.
And also, some cosplayer I talked to that's all the way in Texas was also playing Jump and said that she was such a weeb because the characters actually do say your name if you type it in. That's a thing.
Word?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. They're like, I'm such a weeb.
Yeah, I played a lot of games as... My first game I played as Midoriya, Killua, and... Fuck, I forget who else. Probably Vegeta. Or maybe but Cell is overpowered. I really like using Hisoka. His bungee jump is good.
You know, I thought you said Ahsoka like Star Wars.
Oh, no.
Who's the one you're talking about?
Hisoka is the Joker-looking guy from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah, I don't really watch it, but I do know what you're talking about.
Or you should watch that. My friend just started watching that.
Yeah, the whole idea is like, it's like the character's like Meliodas. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, word. Okay. I was reading that manga, but I just never got around to finishing it.
That manga, holy shit, where they left off. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta fucking. I just started talking to my friend.
It's at an apex right now.
Really?
Yeah, they're almost at the apex.
Word. I gotta fucking. It's not finished.
Not yet, but it's pretty close.
Word. Shit.
Yeah, things are starting to get to like their max point.
What is like the plot?
Huh?
What's like the plot of like?
I don't know. Do you care if I spoil things?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so
I'll forget about it eventually.
Okay, so let's see. Barn, he's not immortal anymore, but he's the toughest mofo there now.
And
because he's spent 1,000 years in purgatory.
He's the blonde guy, or
no? He's the one that never dies, the blue hair.
Okay, word, yeah.
Yeah, Meliodas is the one that was cursed to live forever. while his supposed lover was cursed to be reincarnated forever, but not remember. So it's like, in a sense, it's still the person he loves, but
They
the
just
person
different shit.
keeps dying and coming back as someone new with the same soul. So even though it's the same person, it's a different life.
It's like
every
50
time.
first dates.
Yeah, but every time the person dies, that person he knew was gone for a good. I don't know. Just thinking about that sounds awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like that, but in the span of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she finds out what any of her past lives were like, then she would die in 3 days.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he got the idea, okay, the only way to break the curse is basically fuck everyone up. So I'm gonna do that. And he's almost there. That's where the story's at right now.
Oh, word. Okay. So the main character is the guy with blue hair or the guy with blonde hair?
Blonde hair.
Word. So he's the dude who's cursed to live forever.
Uh-huh.
And then the person that he loves is the constantly
Cursed to
reincarnated.
reincarnate forever.
Word. Shit. Yeah, I was thinking about. I mean, the anime looks pretty dope too.
Also, it says that she has gone through that cycle within the 3,000 years about 148 times. I'm not sure if the math is right, but go ahead.
Oh no, I started reading that. I forget if it was that or something else, but I'm pretty sure I started reading that. And I don't know, I was just like, I just couldn't build traction with it. Just because I was reading Berserk at the time.
Traction with what?
The manga.
Of what?
Seventh of the Sins.
Oh.
I just couldn't build traction with it at the time. I knew I had to get around with it like lately, sooner or later, but I mean right now I stay up to date on as much as I can Hunter x Hunter, but that's like the dude puts out like 4 manga chapters and then like disappears like Aang for like 100 years, and then I stay up to date with Boku no Hero, One Punch Man, and
Dude, they're still on a fucking hiatus after 7 goddamn years for High School of the Dead.
Word.
Yeah, even though it's not even in a high school anymore. It was only like 2 episodes it was in a high school, then they were around the city. And they got to like, I guess you could call it the apex, but then that fucking disaster happened, and then he just decided not to finish it or something, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of these guys really fuck with you with like the mangas coming out. It's like, fuck man.
Yo, the latest Attack on Titan that came out, holy shit.
The manga?
Yeah, should I tell you? Also, the whole history.
Actually, I was looking through it, and it actually looked pretty cool. Because I was like, where are they at right now? Because I was trying to,
Did you see some douchebag with glasses in there?
I saw a bunch of different people in there.
Mainly the Beast Titan.
It looked like,
Or the Warhammer Titan.
He looked like, was it the Beast Titan or was it a dude who looked like a Beast Titan? Looked like the Beast Titan.
No, it's the guy that possesses the Beast Titan.
Where he looked like him, and I was like, oh, that's definitely that dude. And then I
What, you
stopped.
talking about Grisha, the guy's Aaron's father?
Yeah, I heard that that's Beast Titan.
No.
No.
I mean, yes, but the real deal is, that's Aaron's half-brother.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
So his dad was fucking.
No, actually, it's not like he was two-timing or something. It's actually a very sad story.
I'll lame.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, fuck it.
Alright.
I already spoiled some shit for myself anyway.
Yeah, so basically, the premise of the whole story, think of it, Nazi Germany, and think of everyone that's inside the walls as the Jewish people.
Yikes.
Because everyone that's inside the walls, including the few that were left behind, because the king couldn't take everyone with him, more or less because they didn't move fast enough, can turn into Titans. All of them have the power to do that. Because of this one person called Ymir. Fritz. Some person in the distant past somehow got the first Titan. And then she had the subjects of Ymir, and they're called Eldians. That's what everyone inside the walls and the few that were left behind and are in what is now the Marleyan controlled areas. And they have a few Eldians that were brainwashed into thinking that they were devils and that they're just, basically think of it as you're brainwashed to hate yourself. And then they sick you on your own people.
So, what's with like all the fucking wandering titans in the middle of nowhere? Do they have
basically takes any amount of Eldians for whatever excuse, take them to the wall, give them the Titan serum, and then kick them off, and then they would just wander. Because Ymir was like that for 60 years before she ended up finding Reiner's gang and eating one of her friends that had a Titan power, and then she was turned human again.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then after that, turns out Grisha was born into one of the what was it called? It wasn't a concentration camp. It was something else. It was something else. It was called internment camp. They were all in internment camps, and they all had to wear like the sashes on their shoulder that had the star on it, but it wasn't a Jewish star. It was like lightning, because that's what happens when they turn into one. And years down the line, one of the persons that were left behind apparently had royal blood, and that was related to the king that fled. He married her because, love. It wasn't like a plan or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a son, and that son's name was Zeke. This kid was smart, but he was also disillusioned at an early age. So there was this thing called the Eldian Restoration Group. So they were going to, work in the shadows and whatnot and build their strength so that they could restore Eldia to what it used to be, make Eldia great again. But the thing is that the history that was taught about it, the history is kind of murky at this point, because history is always made by the winners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what the Marleyans say, that Ymir Fritz made a deal with the devil of the earth, which gave her the power to turn into a titan. And then her followers basically started ethnic cleansing because they saw themselves as better than anyone. So then, yada yada, a lot of people died, and they were rulers until the Marleyans took control of them, because there's something called the curse of Ymir, Ymir's curse. Because anyone that has a Titan shifter power only has 13 years to live.
So that's like...
Aaron got it when he was 10. He's 15 now. So that means 13 minus 15. I mean, 5 minus 13. Currently in the manga, he has about 4 years left.
Yikes.
Zeke, he had it a little bit earlier. He has 6 months left.
Now, is he the Colossal or the Armored? Or is he someone else?
He's the monkey.
He's the monkey. I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, wait a second. You don't know who the Armor Colossus is yet?
No, I know who they are.
Oh.
But I forget their names.
Okay, yeah. No, but he was the commander of them. Because the Marleyans basically had 5. When Ymir died, her power was split into 9 shifters. There's the Armor, the Colossus, the Jaws Titan, which is what Ymir is, the Beast Titan, which is what
Ymir is fucking wild.
Yeah, there's the Beast Titan, and then there's the Warhammer Titan, which I'm pretty sure you haven't seen yet. Then there's Aaron's Titan, the Attack Titan. There's the Founding Titan, and then I think there's 2 more, but I'm not sure what they are. Fuck.
So which one?
Oh yeah, then there's the Cart Titan, and then I forgot what the last one was. So that makes 8. Cart being that it walks on all 4s.
Word.
And it has like the longest endurance, so you can stay in your Titan for about 6 months.
Shit.
Yeah. Problem is though, when the person comes out, they kind of have trouble adjusting back to walking on 2 feet.
I can imagine. Damn, yeah. I don't know.
So basically, their dickhead of a son decided, you know what, I'm gonna sell out my own parents. And then they ended up getting tossed over the wall. But then another guy, an Eldian restorationist, undercover, has the attack titan and basically tells Grisha, here, you take this, you get the founding titan, and save the rest of us. But then his wife, you're not going to believe who it is.
Is it the chick that likes Aaron?
No.
No, I'm not sure.
Wait, what chick are you talking about?
Oh god. She's the chick that people think that Levi's related to. The other chick that's badass.
Mikasa?
Yeah.
That's not his mom.
I don't know.
No. His mom.
Wait,
Grisha's
whose mom?
wife is the smiling titan.
Hold on, bring that back for a second. Whose mom is the Smiling Titan?
Zeke.
Zeke,
The
okay.
blonde hair guy.
And that's the one.
That's his first wife.
And that's the one that ate Aaron's mom?
Yes.
Word.
Yeah,
She's still alive or no?
not anymore. Basically, when Aaron punched her, he came in contact with royal blood, which gave him the power, because he had the founding titan's power, to control the other titans.
Oh, so that's how he got that power?
Yeah.
Word.
Basically, his dad already ate the founding titan, but because he wasn't of royal blood, he couldn't access the power. But when Aaron got in contact with the founding titan, with the titan with royal blood, he was temporarily able to command the other ones.
Shit. And Aaron wasn't supposed to get the Attack Titan power, right?
No, he was.
He was.
Grisha had it for a good amount of time, so he was already at the end of the rope. And by the time he got the founding titan's power, his village was already attacked. He figured, fuck it, here, I'll just give him the rest, give him this burden.
Shit.
And what's funny is that even though they have like horses and all that, blimps and shit like exist now. Like we're talking 1946 World War II era kind of technology.
Yeah. Word. Shit. And then fuck. So is Aaron's dad like relevant in any of this? Or
He's dead.
He's dead. He really is dead.
Yeah, he
Shit.
got eaten. And when he was still 10. That's why he didn't remember.
Word.
That's what that syringe scene was all about.
And then what was in that fucking box?
What box?
You know the box that was in the basement in his house? Or whatever it was?
You talking about just what's in the basement?
Yeah.
Basically, 3 books that told the history and
Of like
everything else. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I was expecting like mad scientist kind of shit.
That's
but-
what I was expecting. So I was
Yeah.
expecting like some fucking new war machine where like they like suit up like fucking Transformers.
Yeah, no. But what happened? You know what was funny though? When Aaron tried getting into the basement the first time, he tried putting the key in the lock. He's like, it doesn't fit. And then Levi says, get out of the fucking way. And they says, door, meet my foot. And then they found out the key goes inside the desk.
Word, yeah.
When they open the door, there's nothing there. Wait, there's a false floor, and then they found it.
Yeah, I might have to fucking binge watch that shit. Cause I tried like.
I still haven't watched season 2, honestly. I've only seen the attack. I've only seen parts of it.
The part when they kidnap Aaron and that other chick.
Astoria.
Yeah. When they kidnap her, that's a pretty cool part when they're in like the forest and shit.
Yeah, and
They're
he
all
just
swinging
fucking
around.
eats her.
Yeah. That shit's pretty fun, but
Did you see season 2 already?
yeah, I watched it.
So wait,
It was-
you did see the part where she was sleeping in the ground, and then they decided to make camp on top of her, and then she woke up and ate one of them.
I don't even remember. It was a while ago.
Oh.
But that's why I don't know. That's why I wasn't sure if I even wanted to get back into it. I was thinking about giving it up, but I feel like it still has a lot of traction.
Yeah, it surprisingly does, even though those fucks didn't tell us shit for like 4 years.
Yeah, literally.
But then again, the pace that it's moving at, it's a good thing they waited, because they wouldn't have had enough manga to work with.
But I really just want. I mean, You don't read the One Punch Man manga?
No.
Bro. You have to. There'd be 100 chapters that you need to read, and it's not even reading, and it's like 99% pictures, and it's drawn so well. You would start at probably chapter 50, which is where the manga, where the anime leaves off.
Nice.
And they're at 152 right now, and it is so fucking good. They bring in a new like main character, who's Bang's old disciple. He was like his number one like kid at his dojo, and he like went off the rails, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here." And he's like, "Yeah, fuck you anyway."
Oh, damn.
It's mad.
Sounds a little bit like Fairy Tail a bit.
I only watched a little bit of Fairy Tail. I watched like the beginning part where it's like
I think I got to episode 48 before I just fell off the radar with that.
yeah. I tried watching Black Clover too.
I heard there was too much screaming in that.
I liked it though. I liked his screaming, but then eventually I was like, I don't know if I can keep up with this show. Actually, Asta was in he was in Jump Force, the main character who screams a lot.
Wow.
He was in Jump Force.
Oh, interesting.
And he was fucking, his supers were fucking fire.
Oh yeah, I also finished Metro Exodus.
Okay. Is that a Netflix?
No, it's a game.
Oh, word, okay. 'Cause I know there's an Exodus that's on Netflix. It's an anime. I heard that was actually pretty good. I think it's Blue Exorcist, boss.
So, you know what's funny is that they decided to pull a fast one on us and basically use the same voice actors in English that played Aaron and that played the two brothers in Blue Exorcist, and put them as Aaron as the demon brother and then Zeke as the other brother. I could tell when I heard him speaking in English. I'm thinking like, you fucks, you actually did that.
Like, hey, I like this duo. Let's like get them from our show.
Yeah. What was I was thinking of something. One other part that was cool was, oh yeah, that's right, Metro. Basically we decided to fuck ourselves and everyone else with nuclear war, and this is set in Russia, Moscow specifically, and the reason why it's called Metro is because they all retreated into the Metro system. I've been there for like 20 years.
Damn, living in the subways, that sucks.
Oh yeah, you should play the game. There's like 3 of them out right now.
I gotta get a fucking system. I don't have a single system. I'm thinking about I have dreams where I have a PS4 and I sell it. And I wake up and I'm like, why the fuck would I sell it? Like, I don't have anything to fucking do.
So you weren't kidding about those wild dreams?
No, I swear to God, I have fucking crazy dreams now. It's like, I guess it's like when I'm high, it's like it's using all like that fucking creative juice, whatever it is, and it's like squeezing it out, and now it's like my brain is just like, gotta squeeze it out while I'm dreaming. And I was told, my friend Diana was like, yeah, you should make like a fucking dream journal. She just said it out of nowhere.
Who's Diana?
She's in my program.
She's not in a sorority, is she?
Negative. I don't think so, at least.
Okay, because there is someone that is in a sorority that screwed me over on something. I got beef with her.
She goes to Stony Brook.
Okay, good.
And she was like, oh, you should start a fucking dream journal. And I was like, word, like, maybe I'll do that. I started thinking about like my dreams, and I was like, fuck that, like, it'd be so much to write down.
I mean, I've had 3 lucid dreams in my lifetime, and I remember them vividly.
So lucid dreaming, are you asleep or are you still awake?
It's more or less you're conscious while you're sleeping.
Word, I had that happen once and it was by accident. I was in a dream, I was already in a dream, and I was sitting in class, I was in 6th grade, 2nd period math. And I'm sitting there, and there's like the Bronx Zoo is like walking down the fucking hallway. And I'm
Is
like,
it the Bronx Zoo?
like the Bronx Zoo, like elephants, monkeys, giraffes, gorillas, just fucking parading down my hallway. And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, that's a fucking, like, that shit looks lit. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I gotta do fucking math in 2nd period. And I was like, wait. I was like, I don't have math 2nd period, and that's how I knew it was a dream. I was like, I have math 7th period. I was like, this is a fucking dream. So I hated the teacher. So I just fucking pulled out a fucking shotgun and I blew her fucking chest off. And
Oh my God.
I was like, let's fucking run this shit. And then I just like ran fucking hell in the hallways.
What, you just decided to go straight up Blade Runner on her?
Because I fucking hated her. She was a fucking bitch. So
What school was this?
that was back when I was in Salk. That was in middle school.
No, I was about to say, there's plenty of people that are jerks in Whitman. Oh yeah, you told me one, so I'll tell you one. Oh wait, did you have any more to that?
Nah, pretty much that was it.
One of the more recent ones that was weird. I don't know why. It's like these weird dreams where you find yourself pulling out your own teeth. You know? Like for some reason you're just going like this.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and you just continue doing it, and you're just like, why am I doing this? And it just feels so real.
I hate when I have dreams and I gotta like fight someone, but I can't fucking punch. And like my puncher's super weak. I'm like, fuck yo, like throw a fucking punch, Buff. And my punches are like, and I'm like throwing him with my
Buff and
sword.
Buffy. What is your name anyway? Why is he called Buffy?
My last name is Bafinski.
That's awesome. I thought it was Bartholomew or something.
No, I thought that would have been dope. But no, my dad started the nickname because I don't know. So my dad had his biological dad so my dad's last name was Sharappa for the first 8-9 years of his life or something like that. But his dad was a piece of shit. So then my grandmother got remarried to his guy Anthony Bafinski, and then my dad was like, oh word, like we call him like his real dad. The other one's a biological dad, but then Buddy, that's his name, is my dad's real dad. So I don't know why he never like got the name Buffy, but people would call him Buddy. And then when my dad worked at the jail, just everyone called him Buffy. So then when I was in 5th grade, I was talking to my friend Dan, and he was like, oh, something about middle school. And I was like, yeah. I was like, next year, I was like, everyone's going to call me Buffy. Like, I'm going to just introduce myself. My name's going to be Buffy. And he's like, you can't just make yourself a fucking nickname. And here I am at 21 years old, fucking Buffy.
You're 21? Nah.
21.6 years old. Had to do that for
Now
that.
bullshit me with that roundup crap.
That's why I had to do that. They were like, my teacher was like, and you have to put like a decimal point of how many like years old they are. So I had to like do the math. I'm 21.5777 repeating. That's where I'm at right now. I forgot to celebrate my half birthday. I was tight. January 3rd.
When's your birthday anyway?
July 3rd.
Oh, mine's next month.
Word. How old you turn?
Huh?
How old do you turn?
I think I turned 26.
Word. I feel like every birthday after 21 is just like, alright, like that's just another year. Until you turn like 65, then you start getting Social Security.
Wait, what?
Is that when you get Social Security? So once you turn, if you're like retired and you're 65?
Well, I ain't retired.
True. You're also not going to be 65.
No. Unless I smoke like a ton of menthols real quickly, then I'll look the part.
You know, ever since I stopped, I haven't smoked or drank. I mean, I never smoked cigarettes. I've never smoked a cigarette. And I very rarely, unless I'm like, the only time I do hit a Juul is when I'm drunk. And I'll literally only take one rip, and it's like a bitch rip. And it's just like, to kind of wake me up a little bit. And I barely even do that, and I barely even get drunk in the first place. So on very rare occasions to ever hit that shit. And ever since I stopped smoking weed and drinking, like I've been like craving to like do something else. So the kids for Stony Brook baseball teams that I work with them, they all, I mean they're not supposed to, but they pack lips, like chewing tobacco.
Oh.
So they pack lips.
You know
and
that
shit.
causes you jaw cancer, right?
Yeah, that shit is nasty. But my friends, like I know a couple of my hometown friends do and shit. And it's just like, I was like, damn. Like, so lately I've been like craving, like picking up like a new habit. And I was like, no, Buff, like stop it. I was like, you'll smoke weed in like a little bit, just give it some time. smoke weed.
Cool.
The kids, like all the NCAA kids, none of them smoke weed because they get tested for it.
Jeez.
Yeah, right. It fucking sucks. I was like, damn, you guys are definitely just a bunch of alcoholics then. So where'd you leave off with Dragon Ball Super?
When I think one of the universes got deleted.
Word, it was the first one that got deleted.
Yeah, I meant that one.
Word. How'd you like that fucking Majin Buu for Frieza swap?
What?
Remember when they were supposed to have when Majin Buu?
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't get to all of it.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch that shit.
Yeah, I gotta get back. I gotta rewind it and catch up on it because at some point I got to this stupid arc with the Saiyaman and I figured, okay, I'll give it a break until they get past this crap, and then I took too long of a break and then I started back up there.
Yeah, you probably only have to go back like another 5 episodes.
How long was that fucking Saiyaman arc?
Which one was that? That was what? Them just was that Gohan doing shit?
Yeah, Gohan just fucking around basically. Just dicking around.
I don't know. I didn't like the not that I didn't like it, but I didn't like the ending to the Goku Black arc. Did you watch that?
I'm sorry, say that again? Oh, the Goku Black? Yeah, I saw it. It was doing right.
I didn't like the ending. The way that they ended in the manga was
They basically
different.
just said, fuck it, right?
Yeah. They were just like, I mean, I guess it makes sense that an immortal and an immortal being fused, and I guess they were like if a mortal and an immortal thing mix. I thought it'd be like
One was immortal.
Yeah, I would be like, oh, the immortal thing just takes over and be like that, because I feel like that'd be the dominant gene. But they were like, no, it's the it's the mortal gene that takes over so it can die again. I was like, word, alright. And then Trunks somehow killed it, and I was like, alright, whatever. But in the manga, they mixed and they became like super fucking immortal. Like, they would fucking cut them in half, and then there'd be 2 of them. And you cut them in half again, there'd be 4 of them. And 6, 8, 12, fucking 42, you had a fucking, just like a whole village of fucking Zamasus. And then Goku was like, he finds like the Zeno clicker in his fucking jacket, or in his fucking
Oh, yeah.
and he clicks that shit, and he's like, and then fucking Zeno pops up, he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, yo, like, we're friends, but like not in this universe.
Or this timeline.
Yeah, and he was like, word, like, we're boys? And he was like, fuck yeah. He's like, yo, look at this shit. And he looks, and then Zeno looks around, he's like, yeah, what about it? He's like, doesn't this shit suck? And he's like, yeah. He's like, Goku was like, yeah, so you should like fix this. And he's like, word, I'm gonna erase all of it. And they were like, whoa. So they
Okay, that just went from 0 to 5 million just like that.
So they fucking hop in the time machine and dip.
Well, coming in hot.
And then he deletes everything. And they were like, alright, dope. Like, thank God we got the fuck out of there. So I thought that was like a better ending, but
So it kind of sad how the rest of everyone died though.
yeah, literally. But that place was already fucked. And then I think what ended up happening was Trunks had to just go back to a different timeline, and there were 2 of them. But he was like, fuck it, whatever. Like, what am I gonna do?
Ugh.
So it was him and me, and they just dipped. Not bad though. It was like word. But yeah, my friends keep saying read Solo Leveling. I don't know what it's about.
Oh, Rising of the Shield Hero.
Rising of the Shield Hero, what is that?
Basically, isekai.
I don't know what that is either.
This world to another world.
Word, okay.
Yeah, that's what isekai means. It's like, you know, if I was to say this anime is ecchi. Like, do you know what ecchi means?
I guess not.
More fan service.
Fan service.
Do you know what that means?
Not really.
More beach episodes.
Okay.
Jeez. Or High School DxD. You know, I made the horrible mistake of someone recommended it to me, and I was sitting in the front of the class. I was bored. I already finished like episode 13 of Attack on Titan, you know, because teacher wasn't there. We had like a 15-minute break, so I figured, fuck it, I'll just see what this episode's like.
Facts.
So I'm getting like 5 minutes in, and then 6 minutes, and then fuck, this girl's topless. Shit, I'm in the front of the class.
Yeah, when I was reading fucking Berserk, there's maybe like 4 or 5 different rape scenes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm looking at this shit, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm sitting in like kind of like the middle of the class. And I'm like, fuck, and I'm like lowering my laptop. I'm like, it's still good though. I was like trying to fucking still read that shit.
Are you in the Dark Pound chat?
So which one's Dog Pound? No.
Yeah, I'm saying that there's a poll of something stupid going on.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god.
I've been elected. Yeah, it's fucking. And the group chat that I'm in, I don't have Snapchat right now. I took it off because I didn't want like social medias for the semester.
I don't even use Snapchat. It doesn't seem.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that it deletes everything. Because then people are mad at me and they're like, I don't remember the conversation, and it deletes it.
And then it's like, and then they're like, what do you mean the conversation? And you're like, what the fuck? But what they do is that, you know, like the hot dog thing, and it like fucking dances and shit, the filter.
I think so.
Yeah, so it just pops up like a little hot dog and fucking dances around. So what they do is they put that, they get naked in front of the mirror, the dudes, and then they fucking put the hot dog like in front of their fucking dick, and then they take a picture of themselves, and that's like every so often you'll just like be scrolling down the group chat and you'll just see like dude with a fucking hot dog dick, and you're like, nice, like
Who's been doing
good
that?
shit. Like everyone, like fucking.
What chat was that?
That's for the crew thing I'm in. They're fucking weird. Like they're cool kids and shit. Like I fuck with them, but they're fucking different. And they know it too. Like there's this one kid, Josh, and he literally just commented today. He was like, yo, like I just opened that shit in class. He's like, y'all are fucking weird. And I was like, facts. And then some girl was like, you have officially just joined crew. And I was like, facts.
You girls that do that too?
Girls are in the group, but they don't do that.
I was gonna say they need like 4 or 5 of them, right?
There's actually a decent amount. But usually
No, it's probably 4 or 5 hot dogs.
Oh, word, yeah. Yeah, you need like a long one going sideways and then like a fucking
One going this way for that. I forget what the word is called for that. It starts with an F. I'm not going into it. Oh yeah, the biggest thing about the Shield Hero, with all this PC bullshit going on, every single fucking person hates Shield Hero because of the first episode of false rape allegation. Because everyone says there's no such thing as false rape allegation, and then the Shield Hero just fucking goes and does that because the guy was accused of it even though it didn't happen, and it just makes you upset to think like this fucking bitch just did him dirty like that.
yeah, that shit's fucked up.
Yeah, she was trying to get him drunk, but he's like, yeah, no, I'm not much of a drinker. I'm just gonna go to bed. He goes in his own separate room, goes to sleep, wakes up, finds all his shit missing, goes to the castle, tries to find out what's going on, and then he sees like his so-called party member in the corner crying, and turns out this person's the king's daughter. And get this, the fucking king is in on it.
And the king is like, yeah, yo.
King's a fucking piece of shit. All because he's a shield hero, so all he can do is defense, not attack. But what he didn't know, you can still use a shield to beat someone to death.
Facts.
That was funny.
Yeah, my friend Travis wants me to get a fucking get a PC, because that's all they do. They play Counter-Strike a lot.
Terrorist sweat.
So I'm trying to like. I know a lot of kids who play Xbox, but I don't want to get an Xbox. I feel like Xbox is not good for like the gaming experience, including they don't have a lot of like.
I mean, they have it for Halo.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but I feel like they don't have like a lot of like Japanese shit. Like, because I would be mainly.
Not exactly. No, it's more of a terrestrial kind of. It's more of a domestic thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I feel. But the PS I know has a lot more.
Yeah, like Diablo and.
Shit. Or even like they have like the Boku no Hero game, the My Hero Academia game, and that only came out for PlayStation. I don't know if it came out on PC though. But I'm pretty sure almost anything you can play on either system, you can play on PC. So I was like, shit. I was like, do I get PC? Because I know kids who play PC. I was like, but do I get Xbox? So that's mainly what people play. Or do I like kind of go in the middle and I get a console that I know like some kids will play? I can still play a lot of games on. I feel like those are my 3 major outlets.
I just built a PC recently.
Word.
And it was awesome. Although it did set me back like a shit ton.
Yeah, I could imagine.
My credit card has been at 0 for like a whole month. I haven't really figured out if it's worth it yet because I haven't been able to. Like, I built the damn thing, but now I haven't had a chance to put anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I have put on it right now is Photoshop, which is pretty good.
What kind of Photoshop do you use? Just like the regular Adobe?
Yeah, I mean, what other one is there?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, just the Adobe one. I mean, I'm trying to keep, like, it official on this one.
Word.
As far as programs are concerned.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to put torrents and shit on there. I did that for my laptop and my laptop crashed.
Do you do you have to pay like month to month for that shit? Or
Yeah.
is it just like, yeah? I feel like that shit kinda sucks. I miss
Yeah.
being in high school where they like just gave you like the fucking Photoshop and they gave you the fucking the video thing, the media player shit. That shit was so fun to do.
Yeah, but at that point, I didn't know what the internet was.
Facts.
I've actually discovered the internet when I was 15. Before that, it was just TV. And, running outside. And, breathing fresh air. Meeting people. The dark ages.
Back when we used our feet to go
Before I
places.
discovered that people were so shitty. No, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, back when we used our feet to go places.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Honestly, though, part of me wonders why it bothered doing stuff.
What do you mean?
I've been depressed lately.
Word. I've been doing a lot of like, I don't know. I've been feeling fucking. I mean, right now I feel pretty good, but like the past couple months.
Yeah, right now I'm good, but there's always like these potholes that you fall into, and then you end up having trouble getting out of it.
Usually, what I always have to do, I wrote like one of those self letters to me, like when I was feeling like really good, and I just wrote down like my goals, things that I do every day, and if I'm not doing, and if I'm feeling shitty, I'd like reevaluate what I'm doing right now, like things that I eat, things that I do, like people who I hang out with, and I look at like the note I wrote to myself, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not doing this shit, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and I was like, those are things I have to get back to, and then I always write like a ground base for myself, like these are things that you're good at. I was like, so fucking, if you feel like shit, like always know that like this is shit that you can get back to, and you'll always be fucking productive about it.
I always think, like, if I'm not doing something, I'm not being productive. And that's a terrible way to think.
Yeah, facts.
Like, it's okay to do nothing.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's how I felt for a while, but now I'm just like, I also noticed that, that's a big reason why I liked watching Pokemon as a kid. Because it really, because a lot of people think, like, life is, like, a whole fucking big race and, like, shit. Like, you're always trying to get somewhere. And it's like, oh, I'm trying to get there before this person. But like, it's a journey, and you just gotta take it one step at a time. That's all that matters. You just gotta keep going.
A question. Do you want to come into the city on the 30th of March?
I can't. I'm pretty sure I have a baseball game that day I have to cover.
How do you know that far ahead?
Because I was looking at something. What was that? It's a Saturday?
I think it's a Friday.
It's a Friday?
Yeah.
I think my friend asked me to go see a Tom Segura comedy special that day, and it's like it's sandwiched in between two games. I think that they're both home. So I was like, fuck. I was like,
Oh, I just found this. What the fuck?
oh my god, these things.
Yeah. So cool.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Oh my god, I love shit like that. Sometimes it's really cool, sometimes it's like, what the fuck?
The two naked fat dudes fucking kicking it. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, I've been dealing with trying to be less anxious about shit, and it's just a lot of like fucking like reminding yourself that there's no reason to be anxious. Like when I was starting the semester off, it was my first semester being on campus at Stony Brook, and I've heard a lot of like negative things about it, about like just like the preceptors, like the people who we shadow and work with, we work underneath, are just like super strict, and they're hard on you or whatever, and they're just like, they made them sound like they were fucking evil people, while they're just like regular ass people who just have jobs, and like they really appreciate like the students being there helping them out with stuff, especially like my preceptor, like while she's on the road, I get to like stay back with like the post-op people, and I work with their rehabs and stuff, and I make sure that they're feeling all right. Like I'm always asking like, oh, like how you feeling today? Like you better, is this better? Is this worse? Like what you do today, shit like that. And you also just meet a bunch of people. It's nice to have like that constant interaction with like different people, like just going through different shit. So I was like, fuck man, I was like starting off the semester, I was just so anxious about doing that shit. I was so anxious about fucking starting crew, where I was like losing sleep. I was like barely sleeping in the first place, and I was losing sleep like while I was just because I was so fucking anxious about not getting enough sleep. And I was like, I watched this, I posted it on my fucking Buzzsprout account, and it's one of the Will Smith things, and he's talking about going skydiving with his friends. And it was like him and his friends, and like, yeah, like we're gonna go fucking skydiving. And then when he gets home, he's like, yeah, they definitely didn't like remember that shit. And then he couldn't sleep all night, and he goes to where they said they'd meet up, and everyone's there. And like they're all trying to act macho, even though they're all shitting their pants. And they're all like fucking. So from the second that they all got home until the second that they got up and they were about to fucking jump off, they were just fucking shitting their pants. And then once they started like fucking skydiving, they're like, oh, this shit's fucking dope. And he was like, there was no reason for that entire fucking 18-hour window to just be like full of like negative thoughts and like just a bunch of bullshit. I was like, word. I was like, that's right. Like there's no reason to be worrying about other shit when you're not there. I was like, the only reason that you should be worrying about it is when you're there. And then when I was at clinical, I was still like anxious and shit. I just had to remember, I was like I'm meant to be here. Like there's a reason why I'm here. And I was like, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't have to be here. I was like, it's okay to feel anxious, but I was like, the amount of anxiety I was feeling, I was like, this shit's fucking stupid. Like,
You were skydiving also?
No.
That's what that guy said.
Yeah, that's just what that dude said. Although I am fucking down to go skydiving. My friend went and he said it was fucking dope.
I've been trying to draw up like my little crew, but getting started is so fucking hard. You know, because you're always thinking, I want it to be like this, but what if it doesn't turn out that way? And then you start thinking, okay, maybe if I look at these things, then you get distracted, then you end up not doing it.
What'd you want to do?
Draw up, you know, my crew into like a few little comics and whatnot, but at first I gotta get the initial design down.